Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little winter library TBR thing for me. Excuse my background. It looks a little messy towards the bottom. That's actually a shark squishmallow that my son loves to cuddle up with when he's laying on the floor, but it's on top of a pile of blankets that we keep in a box. But if there's a little clutter in the background, please excuse me. We have been in the middle of decorating for Christmas. It is now November 10th. November 10th. I started decorating literally the weekend after Halloween. Halloween was like in Monday or Tuesday. I think it was Monday, or was it Tuesday? It might have been Tuesday. And then I started deep cleaning on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday I finished so we could start decorating for the Christmas holidays. So I've been decorating a little early. I've been filling it a little early this year. So that's what I've been doing. So anyways, let's go ahead and get into what's going to be on my winter TBR. There's so many different books in here. Ones that people have raved about, new authors that I haven't read before. And I guess I'll just start with this one that I'm seeing here staring at my face by Rebecca Yarros. And this is The Things We Leave Unfinished. And it says as seen on TikTok on the book. So you can tell this is a newer version. So she is the one. She is the one that's the author of The Fourth Wing. That book trilogy is going crazy right now on TikTok and BookTube and Bookstagram. So I do actually have Fourth Wing, and today I'm supposed to get the second book, and I'm actually getting the limited edition cover of the second book, and it's supposed to come today to me finally on the 10th. I kind of wish I would have ordered it on pre-ordered it on Amazon, because usually they guarantee same, like the day it comes out, you get it delivered that day. But then I heard a lot of people that ordered on Amazon, I don't know if they oversold their pre-order or what, but a lot of people's was getting canceled or was getting delayed and then rescheduled for a later date. I heard a lot about that. I pre-ordered mine at Books A Million. From now on, I think I'm just gonna if I'm going to pre-order another book, it'll be through Barnes & Nobles. I just like Barnes & Nobles better than Books A Million, in my professional opinion, which is not professional at all. But anyways, I did pick up, this is a romance from her, so I thought everybody's like, I guess they're talking about this one too. I really haven't seen anybody talk about this on TikTok. I literally just looked up her name in my library and looked for other books, because ever since people have been reading Fourth Wing, they're like, her writing is so good, I need to read other books. So picked up this one to try. It looks like a pretty big book. Honestly, it's pretty chunky, but it says it's told in alternating timelines. The Things We Leave Unfinished examines the risk we take for love, the scars too deep to mend, and the endings we can't bring ourselves to see coming. And this sounds like it's going to be one of those sad, like, Nicholas Sparks books, just from reading that part. I know, I really want to read to you, like, the synopsis on all these books, but there's so many books that I probably won't read you the synopsis on all of them. But I will read you the synopsis on this one. It's long, so be prepared. I'll try to read fast. It says, 28-year-old Georgia Stanton has to start over after she gave up almost everything in a brutal divorce. The New York house, the friends, and her pride. Now back home at her late great-grandmother's estate in Colorado, she finds herself face-to-face with Noah Harrison, the best-selling author of 1 million books where the cover is always people nearly kissing. He's just as arrogant in person as in interviews, and she'll be damned if the good-looking writer of love stories thinks he's the one to finish her grandmother's final novel, even if the publisher swears he's the perfect fit. Noah is at the pinnacle of his career. With book and movie deals galore, there isn't much the golden boy of modern fiction hasn't accomplished. But he can't walk away from what might be the best book of the century, and the one his idol, Scarlett Stanton, left unfinished. Coming up with a fitting ending for the legendary author is one thing, but dealing with her beautiful, stubborn, cynical great-granddaughter, Georgia, is quite another. But as they read Scarlett's words in both manuscript and her box of letters, they start to realize why Scarlett never finished the book. It's based on her real-life romance with a World War II pilot, and the ending isn't a happy one. Georgia knows all too well that love never works out, and while the chemistry and connection between her and Noah is undeniable, she's as determined as ever to learn from her great-grandmother's mistakes, even if it means destroying Noah's career. That sounds so good. And I just love things that have like letters and stuff in it, and you can see that there's like where they wrote letters and stuff. I love books like that. I don't know what it is about it, but this looks like it sounds like it's going to be so good. But it does kind of remind me a little bit of like a Nicholas Sparks novel. Just saying. Okay. Next we have one that people have been raving about on the TikTok. Have Lisa Jules' novel, None of This Is True. Finally, this came available for me. And this is what I mean by I say that I'm definitely going to make it through my winter TBR, because most of these books that I put on my TBR have holds on them. So I literally only have the 21 days I have checked out to read them. So this is definitely going to be, you'll be seeing these on reading vlogs soon. But I'm sure you've heard a lot of people talking about this book. I'm just going to read the little bit that they have up here. It says, when a famous podcaster interviews a stranger promising to divulge the story of a lifetime, secrets emerge that threaten to expose the truth of the lives they both worked hard to project and protect. So it sounds really good. I've heard there's a lot of trigger warnings for this book, so I would say check your trigger warnings before reading this. That's just what everybody who's like reviewed this book said. And then I think it's Destiny Sidwell. She had posted a reading vlog where she read this, and she posted on, so if you watch her reading vlog, she had posted on screen what the trigger warnings are. So if you don't feel like looking it up for yourself, you can go just check her video out, and she has them on screen for you to read while she's talking about the book, and how she said if she would have checked the trigger warnings on the book that she would have never picked up the book. So she said to definitely check trigger warnings before you pick up the book. I had already had the book on hold when I seen that she said that, and it had already come available for me to pick up. And to truth be honest, no, not too many triggers bother me. I guess I'm not one of those ones who get bothered by triggers. I just haven't found one that's bothered me. So the next thing I'm going to be reading is Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. I loved her first one, Every Summer After. So good. So I'm excited to read this. I heard lots of mixed reviews on this. A lot of people said it wasn't as good as Every Summer After. I don't care. This is kind of like a summer book. I don't care. I want to read it. And here it says up top, You and Me in 1 year. Don't let me down. So I'm pretty sure this is a thing where they meet and then they have to go back to their normal lives, and they say that they'll meet again in 1 year. And somebody doesn't show, I believe. I'll read this. Why not? So it says, Fern Brookbanks has wasted far too much of her adult life thinking about Will Baxter. She spent just 24 hours in her early 20s with the aggravatingly attractive and idyllic artist, a chance encounter that spiraled into a day-long adventure in the city. The timing was wrong, but their connection was undeniable. They shared every secret, every dream, and made a pact to meet again 1 year later. Fern showed up. Will didn't. At 32, Fern's life doesn't look at all how she once imagined it would. Instead of living in the city, Fern's back home running her mother's lakeside resort, something Fern vowed never to do. The place is in disarray. Her ex-boyfriend is the manager, and Fern doesn't know where to begin. She needs a plan, a lifeline. To her surprise, it comes in the form of Will, who arrives 9 years late. Suitcase in tow and an offer to help on his lips, Will may be the only person who understands what Fern's going through. But how can she possibly trust this expensive suit-wearing mirage who seems nothing like the young man she met all those years ago? Will is hiding something, and Fern's not sure she wants to know what it is. But 10 years ago, Will Baxter rescued Fern. Can she do the same for him now? So this sounds so good. Like, I guess it is kind of like that Insta love. I know a lot of people talked about this and said that it's a chance encounter, and how would you still be thinking about the same guy so many years later? And I can testify and say, yes, you would. There's this, when I was younger, when I was in 7th grade, it was very much middle school. There was this guy. He had somebody ask me out ask me if I would be his girlfriend. I thought it was like this big joke that somebody was playing on me. So I told her, I said no, because I just told her no. And I didn't like give a reason. She was just like, okay. And then I guess she went back and told him. But from that moment on, he would not, Robert Green, that was his name. I thought it was Robert Green. So from that moment on, he would never look at me again. But it's so funny because he was like friends with the guy I had a crush on the whole time in middle school. And I did think he was cute too, but I regret that every day, saying no to him. The time my mom was like, you can't date until you're 18. But this is proof right here. I still think about him to this day. Wonder what would have happened if I would have said yes. Because he was cute. And he literally lived around the corner from where I lived. I wonder where he is now. But anyways, for all those people out here who says that a chance encounter and you can't meet years later, I didn't even talk to this guy. I mean, he used to stare at me all the time at the bus stop. We rode the bus together. But yeah, I still think about him to this day every once in a while. And there's also, when I was either 1st or 2nd grade, this boy used to tease me. His name was Charles. I remember his name. He had like blonde hair. Really cute guy. Anyways, I remember being really upset and telling the teacher that they were teasing me in the playground. I told our teacher about it, and she told them they needed to apologize to me and all that. And he I'm gonna cry about this now, but he wrote me a letter apologizing, and at the end of the letter he put that I love you. And I still remember that to this day. I kept that letter for so long. And I don't know why I'm crying about this. But my brothers used to tease me about it. I remember my youngest brother, Steven, teasing me about it the whole time. And I used to cherish that letter, and it just disappeared one day. And I don't know what happened to it. I used to blame my brother Steven for throwing it away. Maybe he did. Maybe it just got accidentally thrown away. But wow, the memories that this book brought up, things that I'll never forget. I can't remember his last name, but apparently he was something, because I certainly remember him. Okay. After taking a moment to compose myself after talking about those stories, I don't know why that story made me cry. I was literally my son's age. But I think it was just like the first ever guy who was like, it seemed like he was picking on me because he liked me. You know how it is when you're that age. You'd be picking on people just because you like them. Anyways, the next book I picked up is Where the Blue Sky Begins. And I believe I've seen this. This Katie Powers' engaging story will pull you in and leave you in wonder at the deep blue sky. I believe this is one of the Christian booktubers recommended this, and that's why I ended up picking this one up. It's Oshina, a book lover Amanda, was talking about this book. And I'm picking at the sticker, because they like to stick the stickers over where you read the synopsis. So I want to read the synopsis of this one. It says, when confident and handsome Eric Larson is sent to rural rural Montana town to work in the local branch of his uncle's financial company. He's determined to exceed everyone's expectations and earn a promotion and be back in Seattle by the end of summer. Yet nothing could prepare him for the lessons this small town has in store. At 46 years old, eccentric and outspoken Eunice Parker has come to accept her terminal illness and has given herself one final goal: seek forgiveness from everyone on her bucket list before her time runs out. But it will take more courage than she can muster on her own. After an accident pushes Eric and Eunice together, the unlikely pair is forced to spend more time with each other than either would like, which challenges their deepest prejudices and beliefs. As summer draws to a close, neither Eric nor Eunice is where they thought they would be, but they both wrestle with the same important question: what matters the most when the end is near? I can already tell I'm going to be crying at this book too. Another book that's like Nicholas Sparks. Lord help me. I just love Oshina and Book Lover Amanda. They have really great Christian fiction recommendations and clean reads if you don't like smut in your books. I mainly just skip over that. In my books, if there's a little bit of smut, I just skim over it until we get past that and move on, as long as it's not too bad. But I'm so excited to read this. This sounds so good. Most of these books are romance novels, by the way. So I have A Lady's Guide to Fortune Hunting, which I do believe this also came from a recommendation from either Oshina or Book Lover Amanda. I think it was Book Lover Amanda that from here on BookTube that recommended this one. So it says Kitty Talbot needs a fortune, or rather she needs a husband who has a fortune. Left with her father's massive debts, she has only 12 weeks to save her family from ruin. Kitty has never been one to back down from a challenge, so she leaves home and heads toward the most dangerous battleground in all of England, the London season. Kitty may be either accomplished nor especially genteel, but she is absolutely single-minded. Imbued and with cunning and ingenuity, she knows that risk is just part of the game. The only thing she doesn't anticipate is Lord Radcliffe. The worldly Radcliffe sees Kitty for the mercenary fortune hunter that she really is, and he's determined to thwart her plans at all costs, until their pairing takes a completely different turn. This is a frothy pleasure, full of brilliant repartee and enticing wit, one that readers will find a complete delight. So this is like a Regency romance. I love Regency romance, like Bridgerton. I haven't read all of the Bridgerton books. I've only read the first two, so I really want to read the third one, but I haven't read all of the Bridgerton books. I've only read the first couple, but I love the Regency romance books, so I know I'm going to like that. That, and I like The Noble Masquerade, which is another good Regency romance. It had a lot of really cute, funny banter, and there was like a little mystery in between. So, next on my TBR is from Catherine Center, and it's What You Wish For. So, you know her one book is blowing up. Is it The Bodyguard? I went and checked out a couple of her books because people were talking about how good they were. So this one says, Samantha Casey is a school librarian who loves her job, the kids, and her school family with passion and a joy for living. But she wasn't always that way. Duncan Carpenter is the new school principal who lives by rules and regulations, guided by the knowledge that bad things can happen. But he wasn't always that way. And Sam knows it because she knew him before at another school in a different life. Back then she loved him. But she was invisible to him, to everyone, even to herself. She escaped to a new school, a new job, a new chance at living. But then Duncan, of all people, gets hired as the new principal there. Although it feels like the worst thing that could possibly happen to Sam, it feels like the best thing that could possibly happen to the school, until the opposite turns out to be true. The lovable Duncan she had known is now a suit and tie wearing, rule enforcing, tough guy. so hell-bent on protecting the school that he's willing to destroy it. As the school community spirals into chaos and danger from all the corners, looms large Sam and Duncan must find their way to who they really are and what it means to be brave and how to take a chance on love, which is the riskiest move of all. It says, with Catherine Center's sparkling dialogue, unforgettable characters, heart, hope, and humanity, what you wish for is the author at her most compelling best. So, it sounded really good. I just love the idea that she's a librarian working in a school and he's the principal. Yeah. That sounds really good. And then I have The Bodyguard by her, because I think this one was the one that people were talking about at first. And then there's another one. I remember somebody talking about The Bodyguard. And then I seen this one, that What You Wish For, and the synopsis sounded really good, so I got it. And I heard a lot of people talk about how they really like her writing. So, we'll see. They're fairly small books. Maybe it's just because I'm used to the fantasy book that I've been reading, which is a chunky one. It's almost 500 pages. So here this says, she's got his back. Hannah Brooks looks more like a kindergarten teacher than somebody who could kill you with a corkscrew or a ballpoint pen or a dinner napkin. But the truth is, she's an executive protection agent, aka bodyguard. And she just got hired to protect superstar actor Jack Stapleton from his middle-aged corgi breeding stalker. He's got her heart. Jack Stapleton's a household name. He's captured by the paparazzi on beaches the world over and famous for, among other things, rising out of the waves in all manner of clingy board shorts and glistening like a Roman deity. But a few years back, in the wake of a family tragedy, he dropped from the public eye and went off the grid. They've got a secret. When Jack's mom gets sick, he goes home to the family Texas ranch to help out. Only one catch. He doesn't want his family to know about his stalker or the bodyguard thing. And so Hannah, against her will and better judgment, finds herself pretending to be Jack's girlfriend as a cover, even though her ex says no one will believe it. What could possibly go wrong? Hannah hardly believes it herself, but the more time she spends with Jack, the more real it all starts to seem. And therein lies the heartbreak, because it's easy for Hannah to protect Jack, but protecting her own long-neglected heart, that's the hardest thing she's ever done. These just sound so good. They sound like some really good romances. So I hope I really enjoy her writing, because there's also another book that I have on hold. But I put all my holds that I have now, except for my Christmas books, because I want to do a Christmas reading TBR vlog where I read Christmas books during the month of December. So that's my plan. That's my plan other than these books. So I guess we'll see. I feel like I could probably get through all these books before. But we'll see. We'll see. The last books that I got, and I say books because it's a book, is a whole series. And there's another one, but it's a Christmas book. So I'm thinking about this one. It's probably going to be a reading vlog in itself. And this, I learned about these books through Destiny Sidwell. She was talking about it because she bought it in one of her videos. I think it was in her latest book haul. She showed it. And this is the Bromance Book Club series. So I have the Bromance Book Club, which is the first one. Then I have Undercover Bromance, which is the second one. Then Crazy Stupid Bromance, which is the third one. And then Isn't It Bromantic is the fourth one. And then it's a Bromance Christmas, I believe, is the fifth one. And I think that's the last one, too. But I want to read all these so I can read the Christmas one during December. So these are going to be like a reading vlog all by themselves. But I will give you like a little synopsis from the first book. These seem like they're just going to be cute, easy reads. She said that she really liked these when she was growing up. So I'm like, when did this book come out? Let me look. They always tell you in here with the publication. It says first edition, November of 2019. Is it like a re-released cover? That's what makes me think, because This one says 2020. I don't know. But then again, Destiny said, well, it's not that old. I think she's in her 20s, her early 20s. So, I haven't heard of this, but it just sounded so interesting when she was talking about it. So here it says the first rule of, this is like the first rule of Fight Club. You don't talk about Fight Club. I have a feeling that's what this is going to be. Peeling up the sticker, because, yeah, it says the first rule of book club. You don't talk about book club. Says Nashville legend second baseman Gavin Scott's marriage is in major league trouble. He's recently discovered a humiliating secret. His wife Thea has always faked the big O. When he loses his cool at the revelation, it's the final straw on their already strained relationship. Thea asks for a divorce, and Gavin realizes he's let his pride and fear get the better of him. Welcome to the Bromance Book Club. Distraught and desperate, Gavin finds help from an unlikely source, a secret romance book club made up of Nashville's top alpha men. With the help of their current read, a steamy Regency novel titled Courting the Countess, the guys coach Gavin on saving his marriage, but it'll take a lot more than flowery words and grand gestures for this hapless Romeo to find his inner hero and win back the trust of his wife. So how interesting does that sound? About a bunch of bros who are formed this bromance book club, and where they read romance novels and try to solve each other's women troubles by reading romance novels. That just sounds hilarious to me. So I feel like these books are going to be just so cute. Rom-coms. Funny rom-coms. So I remember Destiny said, well, so she said they were pretty funny. And it's just something so unique. I haven't seen too many books like this before where it's about guys. So, yeah, I'm very interested in this. And it's so hilarious. But, anyways, I feel like these are going to be quick, easy reads. Pretty big writing. Anyways, that is all for my winter TBR. You've seen everything there. There will definitely be a bromance book club vlog where I just read all of the bromance book club books. With the exception of the Christmas one. That one's going to be in the month of December. So, I feel like this bromance book club vlog will probably be released at the end of November. We'll see. But yeah. That's my winter library TBR. Y'all have to let me know down below in the comments what's on your winter TBR. What are you planning to read? Let me know. You got any books that you would suggest for me to read? Right now, I think I'm booked full for my TBR, but I would definitely put them on hold at my library, and I can put them on my TBR for January. January, February, because I still have some books I'm looking at behind me here on this table from my fall TBR where I didn't get the chance to read them all. They're mainly romance novels. There's 1, 2 fantasies. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. A look at what my winter TBR is and what you can look forward to me and my reading vlogs this month, and probably, well, at least this month and maybe a little next month. I don't know. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up down below. And if you're not yet subscribed, I would greatly appreciate it if you consider subscribing to my channel. And next to the subscribe button is the bell. You can ring that to be notified of all my future uploads. And I hope you guys are having a great day, night, weekend, whenever it is you're watching this. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.